Good morning, it's JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's October 24th, 2023. We have a very active weather pattern setting up for the next 48 hours. It's almost too much to handle this morning going through all the information, but try to compact it here a little bit for you. Today's going to be dry with sun for the middle part of the day, and then increasing clouds and wind this afternoon with highs in the mid 50s. Tomorrow, or tonight, I should say, is when the rain and snow starts coming into the area from the northwest and tracks down to the southeast. So it's going to hit our northern mountains first and then trickle in after that. And it's going to be a pretty consistent rain and snow event. It's actually looking at low grade atmospheric river level 1, so an AR1. And the highs are going to dip down into the mid 40s for tomorrow, so probably not going to see valley snow, maybe kind of in and out throughout the day, depending on how that cool air filters into the area. And then tomorrow night, so tomorrow we shift to kind of a west-southwest flow. There's this upper level low to the northwest of us that's setting us nice up with the jet stream, and a cold front's coming through tomorrow night. So a lot of different factors that are going to keep that moisture streaming into our area. And looking ahead, we have colder temperatures for the weekend. Stanley might get down into the single digits. Another little ripple of precip comes through, but not as potent as tomorrow's. And then we have ridge building in place for Sunday through Tuesday, bringing nicer weather. So these are some nice graphics Pocatello put out this morning showing of the chances of an inch or more of snow. You can see South Valley, we're kind of in the 48% chance. Ketchum, you have a better chance. Stanley, you're almost certain. Same with Galena. And then looking at some expected snowfall totals through Friday, looking like we're going to actually pick up some good amount of snow in the mountains. And this is likely going to stick around for winter. So this is probably going to be the real start to our weak layer developing in the basement there. We look like we could pick up to 2 feet of snow across the Sawtooth ridgeline with ridge crest there, and the Pioneer Mountains are going to do pretty well. Lost River's not as much, but still a healthy dose of 8 to 12 inches. So we'll see what happens. They also put a high end amount, so 10% chance of this happening, where the amounts are even a little bit more widespread. All right, let's look at some maps. So yesterday we had pretty good system move through Ketchum, dumping 3/10 of an inch of rain, a little bit more towards Galena Pass. I bet there's some snow that fell up there in the mountains. I didn't actually get too much into that. I was kind of overwhelmed with all the other information going on. And Pocatello was feeling confident enough to put out a winter weather advisory in effect from tonight until Thursday morning. So snow is expected 2 to 6 inches below 7,500 feet. So that's like valley floor. This is mostly for Stanley, Ketchum, and Sun Valley. Haley, we were left out of it. We might just be kind of on the dividing line there, whether it's cold enough to get some significant snow to meet advisory criteria. The winds are going to increase too, so it's going to get pretty sporty out there. Looking at the water vapor map here, we got a low pressure system here that's going to drop down the west coast here, and that's tapping into all this moisture in the Pacific here. Just realized I didn't have any light going on. tapping into there, and that's going to set us up for an AR1 event. So that typically doesn't really hit our area too hard. That's going to hit the Sawtooth a little harder with that northwest flow. But then as it shifts into southwest flow, that'll kind of help stream into mid and south valley. So looking at, I'll actually look at the 500 millibar, and we're going to zoom out a little bit, give you a big picture of what's going on, because it's pretty cool. So you can see we're starting to kind of in a zonal flow today, that west to east main section. But then you can see this low kind of creep in here and slide down the coastline, and that is going to set us up with this the jet stream right over our head, bringing in all that moisture right across our area, and that's going to kind of help bring more moisture down to the southern reaches of the Central Mountains, but still hitting the Sawtooth the hardest. Look at the HRRR. We're just starting to kind of get a picture of what is in store for us. So fast forward, not much going on today. Moisture starts streaming in tonight, maybe around 10 o'clock to the northern reaches. And you can see that lighter blue is not snow, that's just light precip. So it's going to start out light and kind of pick up harder. And this is again going to hit the northern mountains and track down. So it's northwest flow coming from the northwest, tracking southeast. So all the northern mountains are going to get hit first, and then it's going to get tracked down towards the Wood River Valley. And you see it kind of stays pretty active, especially in the western mountains throughout the day. The eastern mountains are kind of getting the rain shadow effect, where all the upslope orographic lift is lifting up across the western portion of the mountains and hitting them real hard, and then it's kind of drying up moisture as it continues further to the east. But you can see lower Blaine County, we kind of seem like we stay in that swath of green for the greater part of the day. So we'll have to see what happens, but looking pretty exciting. And you can't quite see the cold front coming through because it's going to be tomorrow afternoon, but we're going to have this brief period of no precipitation and then more convection behind it, and that's with that cold front taking place. All right, let's look at some snow amounts. So this is for tonight into tomorrow morning. This is kind of showing the slow progression of this storm. Not too much happening until the early hours of tomorrow morning. Doesn't look like we're going to have any snow in Haley. I'll kind of look at the freezing levels in a second here. But those are going to drop as the storm continues. So you can see we're going to pick up a few inches overnight tonight, but the bulk of the snow is going to happen tomorrow during the day. Looking like 8 to 12 inches across the Sawtooth, a healthy amount in the White Clouds, looking like around 6 inches in the Pioneer Mountains, not as much in the Lost Rivers. Again, having that rain shadow effect over in the eastern section. And then, let's see, this is Wednesday night. It's still trickling through the area, still hitting the Sawtooth, but not as potent. And then by Thursday evening, it's gone. And we'll have a little bit of a dry weather section there before a next system hits us on Wednesday. This is kind of lining up like I mentioned, or they mentioned, Carter from the Pocatello National Weather Service was mentioning that we're going to be in between the 300 to 600 IVT range. So that's just how they measure how much water is going to be coming into the area. And they kind of made a chart of atmospheric rivers from 1 to 5, and this is going to kind of fall into the 1. But you see it's kind of lined up to come into Idaho with some, you don't really see too much. Usually it hits the coast pretty hard and then kind of dwindles by the time it hits us here in the Central Mountains. But still lining up like we're going to get some good moisture out of it. All right, freezing levels. So you can see this is tonight. They're going to start dropping down as they do at nighttime and maybe get to 7,000 range, 7,000 feet. And that's going to help get that valley snow. So potential to wake up tomorrow, probably in Ketchum more so than down in Haley. I imagine it is going to be close enough that we might have some snow on the ground. If not, we'll have a nasty mix to drive around tomorrow morning. But those continue to drop into Thursday, even colder. So if we didn't get snow on the valley floor tomorrow, certainly if it keeps raining or snowing, we're going to get some white stuff on the ground Thursday morning as these continue to drop. And you can see the weekend, the freezing level drops way down to 3,000 feet, which is obviously really far below where our elevation here in Wood River Valley is in Stanley. So exciting amount of weather happening in the next 48 hours. We'll keep going here with looking at some the graphs. So the Euro is looking like less snow. Just play it out through Thursday evening here. So looking like maybe an inch, 3/4 of an inch across the Sawtooth, and maybe 4/10 of an inch down in the Wood River Valley. That'd be awesome. I'd take that. And then you look at the GFS, and it really has a lot more, over an inch of rain across the area for the Western Smokies and Sawtooth range. So Sawtooths are going to get the bulk of the moisture here, but we are going to get some leftovers as well in the Wood River Valley and Sawtooth Valley as well. So we'll tune in to see what happens. I'm going to put the snowboards out tonight, and see if anything sticks to them overnight. All right, we'll have a good last day of dry weather before the storm comes in.